So in today's video, we're going to be talking about contact tracing. Now, some of you might not know what the hell contact tracing is. What it is when a smartphone app tracks people that you are in close proximity to. And how it's usually done is by monitoring Bluetooth signals. And contact tracing is one of the strategies that is currently being rolled out in various parts of the world, like Singapore. The UK, I believe, has rolled it out too in some jurisdictions as well. And this is one of the ways that countries and jurisdictions around the world are trying to stop the spread of COVID-19, or at least to lessen the curve. So it's important to note that Google and Apple are currently working on underlying protocols within Android and iOS. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make devices, whether they're Android or iOS, be compatible with each other. The reason why they're working on these protocols is to have different apps speak with each other. And the idea is that these contact tracing apps, they can work in the background even while your phone is in your pocket. So contact tracing, why it uses Bluetooth signals is because Bluetooth is a low energy wireless transmission. It can run in the background without excessively draining your battery. It's important to note that contact tracing, it's not going to be collecting personal identifying information about the users that use the apps. That's another thing that has to be mentioned. In order for a contact tracing app to actually be effective, it has to be on your phone and enabled. And how it works is that it's going to log numerical codes of the people that are in close proximity to you, right? And it's going to get rid of these numerical codes after a span of 14 days. Now, 14 days, that's the incubation period for COVID-19, in case you didn't know. These contact tracing apps, typically, they're not gonna know where you are in the world. It's monitoring the Bluetooth signal. It's gonna be able to determine whether someone that you were around had COVID-19 based on the strength of Bluetooth signals, to my understanding. In the event that you do test positive for COVID-19, what you can do is then send an anonymous report to the server of the contact tracing app that's going to be in your jurisdiction, and then the server will send it out to the people who came into contact with you in the last 14 days. And obviously this is going to be anonymous. It's not going to say that, oh, so-and-so tested positive for COVID-19. So after the servers sends out the alert to people that were in contact with you, then they'll tell them to self-quarantine, or things of that nature. Even though Apple and Google have been working on these protocols that are going to help people with different devices to have a contact tracing app, it's up to the actual countries and the states to actually create apps that are going to then use these systems that Google and Apple have worked on. And in case you didn't know, the program that Google and Apple have been working on is called an application programming interface. So how it works is that basically, if you're using Google Maps, for example, you're going to be using a Google API. So it's the same thing for a contact tracing app. When you're on the contact tracing app that you download on your phone, you're using an API. That's basically what Android and Google were working on. There are a number of reasons as to why, let's say, Canada hasn't fully, or rather all the provinces haven't fully implemented contact tracing, and that's for political reasons, jurisdictional reasons, and also ethical reasons. I bring up ethical reasons because now that contact tracing has reemerged as a possible way to stop the spread of COVID-19, that has also brought in privacy concerns of their own too, which is understandable because it is going to be logging numerical codes from your phone. And there's also the questions of, is this going to be encrypted data? Is it going to be stored on your device, or is it going to go into a database? But I'm going to get to all of those privacy concerns in the next video. Also, another thing that has to be mentioned is that the contact tracing apps, they're not going to be picking up on, the more meaningless interactions that you have. So if you're just jogging and you whiz by someone in a second, it's not going to log that person's numerical codes. It's talking more about situations where you're like within 2 meters of someone for a period of 15 minutes or more. Those are the interactions that they're going to actually be logging the data. But yeah, that's what I understand about contact tracing as of now. As always, thank you guys for watching the video. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, make sure to hit that like button, click on the subscribe button, and click on the bell so you never miss a notification. Until next time, guys.